Hi, everybody. This is Corey Minton with the Big Data Beard team, and we are live again with another edition of Breakfast with the Beards. This time, we're actually having breakfast.
Delicious breakfast.
Indeed. Thanks to our good friends at Red River Technologies. We are in Reston, Virginia, here meeting with Red River Technologies and learning about how they help customers, sometimes government customers, solve really interesting problems with technology. Brett Roberts, how you doing this morning?
Doing great. Yeah, it's been a great first day, really exciting. Not a lot of sleep, running on fumes, but I think that's going to be the theme of the next 2 weeks, so we got to embrace it, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice, considering we've got just under 5,000 miles left to go in the next 2 weeks.
Don't say that.
It's hurtful. I mean, we've learned a lot, though. We've had some interesting conversations already with some of the great people we're going to meet along the way, but we're learning things in this IoT RV. What's the most interesting thing that you've learned over the last few days?
Yeah, so from the IoT standpoint, networking at the edge can be very troublesome and can create a lot of issues with stability and getting the data that you need into your core device or wherever you're running the analytics. So I think that's the biggest thing from a IoT standpoint. I will say I learned a lot from our podcast guest last night, Jeff Champagne from Splunk. Just blew me away with his knowledge around architectural best practices and trends. So I highly encourage you to listen to that because I learned a lot last night.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can tune into the Big Data Beard podcast on your favorite podcast app. And if you like it, be sure to give us a rating. Now, we're riding around in this 40-foot RV you can see behind us, and we've got it outfitted with a bunch of IoT tech from Dell Technologies, VMware, Red River Technologies, Arrow, and we had some help from a kind gentleman from Converging Data to help us build out some really incredible dashboards and apps. Brett, talk to me a little bit about what you and Tom did to actually surface the data that we're creating in this IoT RV.
Yeah, so first of all, shout out to Converging Data and Tom West specifically, who spent a lot of his time, he lives in the UK, so a lot of his time after hours helping us really enrich our Splunk dashboards, find new things, ask new questions. And really, Tom and I, and we talked about this yesterday, still following this around the world model, spent a lot of time looking at the data, figuring out what use cases we want to solve, but what stories we really want to tell, and then building out really interesting advanced XML dashboards to support that. So all the cool things you see, like the ant trail on the dashboard, being able to dive into specific days, using Google APIs, all that was Tom West and Converging Data. So shout out to Tom. Thank you so much for everything you've done to help us really make this road trip very successful so early on.
So one of the things you've seen from us and probably heard from us if you've listened to our show is that we're actually taking all this data and putting it into Splunk, as Brett well outlined. But one of the things that we're doing is we're actually making that publicly available to you. So if you'd like to actually go see and get hands-on with the data that we've created and the dashboards and app that we've actually packaged up in Splunk, you can actually go to bigdatabeard.com, click on the Road Trip to Conf tab at the very top, and in that very first paragraph of the page, you'll see the username, password, and link to our live Splunk dashboards. You'll be able to follow us along exactly where we are on the trip, the data that's being created, and you'll even see when we have problems with networking, as Brett well outlined, and power is another one, I thought.
Or also, you're going to see in real time where we are and where we are on the road. The GPS is very accurate. We actually had Tom reach out to us via text and say, hey, I see you guys are on the side of I-81 on Saturday. Is there an issue? Using Splunk, he knew exactly where we were, that we weren't at a rest stop stopped.
And what did we say? We said send help.
Send help, yeah.
That blowout tire, 3.5 hours on the road has really torched our productivity. Yeah. But I tell you what, we've talked a lot about this app, and I want to say thank you again to the team from Red River. We're going to invite some gentlemen on from Red River to talk to us about what they do and how they solve customer problems. But before we talk anymore, I would like to give you an opportunity to actually show the team the dashboards that we've actually built and give them a quick flavor of what we've got going on.
Thanks, Corey. Let's take a look at the Road Trip to Conf app, which is an app that we developed that contains all of the different dashboards based on all the different data sources that we brought into Splunk. So you can see here, this app is very Splunk-esque. We have the Splunk colors, but we're showing a number of different things from speed to current location to music to comfort, and then our journey so far. What we've done here is we wanted to break down the app and the different dashboards based on use cases. So we have things from Journey, which really gives a detailed look into the different days and what we're going to be doing on each day. We splunked the bathroom in a take on the Dubai airport's golden bathroom and something that we're calling the bronze bathroom. And really, this is just a look to make sure that we're washing our hands, we're keeping the bathroom clean, and we know when we need to dump our tanks. Comfort's a very important thing to us, so we have taken vibration sensors and temperature sensors to make sure that as we're driving, we are being as comfortable as possible. Health. We're looking at our individual health as well as our collective health to make sure that we're working out a little bit along the way. We've taken a Spotify app and we're now able to show what music we're listening to and what playlists we have and what we're going to be listening to next. And then usage, who's actually looking at this dashboard and where are they around the world. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be taking a more detailed look into each one of these dashboards. But today we just wanted to show what we've done over the last 2 months in preparation for this road trip. This is just the beginning, though. We're going to be adding additional panels, additional tabs as we bring in new data, as we expand on the use cases that we currently have. And we ask that if you have any great ideas or you want to see something, let us know and work with us so that we can add it. Back to you, Corey.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoyed that demo. Brett, incredible job. Thanks again to Tom West from Converging Data. But I want to say welcome to two of our friends from Red River Technologies. Kevin and Ramon are here to talk to us a little bit about what Red River does and how they solve some really interesting challenges for customers. So, gentlemen, why don't you do me a favor and introduce yourself. Kevin, what do you do for Red River?
So I'm our vice president for design engineering. So engineering practice teams, our subject matter expertise, and the engineering strategy, where we're going down the road, not just necessarily where we are today.
Awesome. So vision, strategy, leading engineering teams, that's excellent. Ramon, tell us what you do for Red River.
I'm the design engineering manager, so we're really the front lines for the organization as far as supporting our customers, helping them just resolve any business and technical problems they have.
Excellent. So Kevin, for those folks who don't know Red River Technologies and the value you bring to your customers, tell us a little bit about Red River from a background perspective and really what your team is focused on.
Sure. So at Red River, we're a technology transformation company. So a lot of people ask, well, what does that really mean? And what we're trying to help our customers do is, look at the infrastructure that they've got, the compute storage, all the components that make up the IT environment there, and help them really adopt it and accomplish, either a business outcome or in some cases whatever their mission is. Again, pushing that adoption, not just sell you some stuff and hey, we'll show up again in a couple years when we need to refresh it. We really want to make it useful and add to the value of the organization.
Absolutely. Now, Ramon, your team is the frontline folks that are actually delivering on that value. Tell me a little bit about the technical team and the engineering capabilities of this organization.
We have a phenomenal group of engineers. I mean, we have a varying amount of skill sets on that team, a myriad of different OEMs that we can support. We have guys who specialize in networking, wireless, analytics, and some emerging technologies as well, such as IoT and artificial intelligence, machine learning, et cetera.
Excellent. Now, we talked about emerging technologies. I love that. And I will encourage you folks, later today you're going to hear a podcast with these two fine gentlemen talking a little bit more in detail about how Red River is helping solve some problems. But before we go there later today, I wanted to see if you'd tell us a little bit about what you're excited about around Splunk conference that's coming up here in a few weeks and why Red River Technologies is so focused on Splunk as a partner.
Yeah, so for us, obviously, .conf, we're the opportunity to see product releases and what's coming and what's on the roadmap. Always exciting to see again what's coming, but then the opportunity to work with others, and collaborate with the rest of even our competitors out there. What are we doing to really help our customers achieve a mission, business outcome? Not just sell a bunch of Splunk, but let's do something with it. I'm a big proponent of if we invest the time into building a dashboard and getting the visualization layer, how can we make that take action, both proactively and reactively, because things are going to happen and you're not going to know what's going to happen, so you got to be reactive. But one of the challenges is always the proactive nature of things. If you think about security and safety and just even planning perspectives from IT infrastructure, the more we can get ahead of it, the more I can put it in the budget, help the customers understand these are the next steps in your journey to analytics and AI. That's really what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely. So in order to derive value from platforms like Splunk, we're trying to derive value from data, but it takes an ecosystem. So help me understand really how Red River approaches not just partnerships with software vendors, but also partnerships with companies like Dell Technologies that provide that underlying infrastructure to power it. Why is that so critical to Red River's customer success?
Well, the underlying infrastructure is critical in general, right? Because if you don't have an engine that really is suitable to support some of the advanced capabilities that you're looking to execute, then you're not going to have a successful solution and a successful outcome.
Right.
So our engineering team is really well versed at building those advanced architectures and then making sure that whatever the mission is of the agency, or the infrastructure will be able to support it.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned earlier about this idea of you're watching emerging technologies as part of your role. And one of the emerging technologies that gets as much airplay as anything today is AI.
Yeah.
But AI isn't maybe easy. I think you probably realize, and most folks realize, that AI is kind of a challenge. But Red River has an approach to that, to help organizations adopt AI in a meaningful way. Tell me a little bit about your view on organizations' journey to AI.
Sure, yeah, so to me, it always starts with, when you've got emerging technology and new terminology, getting a level set on what do those terms mean to each party. Because it's, I've been involved with meetings where we've gone 45 minutes, an hour, and at the end of that hour, you're like, oh, that's what you meant. Oh, so now we got to start over?
Yeah.
That doesn't do anybody any good. So I always like to say, let's level set and say, this is my understanding of AI, or my point of view, what AI is, machine learning, deep learning, and so forth. Is that the same or not? If not, let's get that out of the way and get to that common playing field. Then we can start talking about, well, what are you hoping that AI can help you achieve? Again, what's that business outcome or that mission support role that it can do? Then you start getting into then you can start looking at the data. One, do I even have access to the data? Does the data exist? Is it something I can believe in? Veracity of data is a critical component to AI. So once we get to the data stage and kind of say, okay, 1, can I get access to it? 2, do I have access to it? And 3, how am I going to pull it in? Yeah. Now we can start talking, okay, let's pull the data in, start looking at it, understanding who that domain expertise. That typically when we come in, we provide consultative support and advice, but they're the domain experts. They know what their data is supposed to do for them or where it's coming from. So, okay, now that we've got the data, you understand the data, let's work on it and say, this is a question you were asking. Can we get to that answer based on that? Too many times people are saying, okay, this is a question I want to ask. It's going to tell me I don't even care if the data's there or not. And now tomorrow it's going to do that, right? Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there is a process and a journey. And as you start ingesting that data, training the models and everything else, then you've got to trust that you've picked a good model. You've got to validate, go through your typical validation to make sure that the data is coming out the way we want. We've been in a couple instances where we've seen the answers that are coming out, everything's an anomaly. Based on the model and everything else. The model's not lying. The model is true, telling us exactly what we asked it to tell us. But we need to go and train and iterate and everything else. So it is an iterative process. It's continuing, and it is really a journey. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Ramon, is there a magic easy button to AI?
There is no magic easy button. And in fact, again, that educational process is integral to any AI journey, right? So we what's the word they say? There's a lot of fake news out there, right? A lot of misinformation.
Being in DC, that just felt right. I don't know why.
I was hoping to throw that in at least once in this interview.
Is artificial intelligence dangerous? Is it something that can potentially expose our environment to security vulnerabilities? Those are the things that we have to sort of deconstruct and help our customers understand how to do how to execute this journey safely and securely and again successfully.
That's awesome. Well, one of the things I think that encourage folks to listen to the podcast later today, we had a great conversation on how one of the key components of AI journeys to success is understanding that security context. And certainly as the kinds of customers that Red River Technologies is helping support, from government to mission critical and life critical healthcare customers, really important to have security at the core of your design principles. So I want to thank you gentlemen for joining us on the Big Data Beards Breakfast with the Beards as part of Road Trip to Conf. And I want to invite the Red River team that's joined us here to come in and just give you a sense of, there's some folks here that really were excited to be part of what Dell Technologies, the VMware, and Red River Technologies is delivering to customers, leveraging the power of machine-generated data. So thanks everybody for being on the Big Data Beard.
ReadyStack enables you to build your own converged infrastructure with flexibility, speed, and trust. Flexibility means choosing the right mix of technology components from Dell EMC that work best for you. Flexibility also extends to how you use these leading technology components. support a wide range of hybrid cloud and workloads, including those from VMware, Microsoft, the latest container-based platforms, or bare metal infrastructure. The choice is entirely yours with ReadyStack.
So one of the key strengths of ReadyStack is its flexibility. We know that not every customer is the same, not every use case is the same. So we still want to give the benefit and the guidance around the validated designs, but also give the partners and the customers the ability to innovate with our technology portfolio to best suit whatever use case they're trying to solve.
Speed time to value and lower risk of deployments with unmatched guidance and engineering expertise from Dell EMC, including sizing, design, and deployment guides, and multiple digital libraries and dedicated knowledge portals that provide the resources you need to help you make IT transformation as fast and easy as possible. Trust in your ReadyStack solution delivering the power and stability you need with the backing of Dell EMC 24/7 support and leading data protection options. As technology innovations continue to evolve, ReadyStack can help you build the latest powerful components together to form a true converged infrastructure solution that supports mission-critical workloads and hybrid cloud platforms. Dell EMC ReadyStack, validated designs from the leaders in converged infrastructure. Backing you with flexibility of choice, speed of deployment, lower risk, and a foundation of trust, all from a single vendor, Dell EMC. Learn more about ReadyStack at dellemc.com/ReadyStack.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Breakfast with the Beards. Breakfast with the Beards is part of the Big Data Beard road trip to Splunk's Conf 2019. Be sure to check out all of our great content at bigdatabeard.com and also follow our podcast in your favorite podcast app simply by searching Big Data Beard. This amazing adventure would not be possible without our incredible sponsors. We thank you, Dell Technologies, VMware, Red River Technologies, Arrow Electronics, and Converging Data for making the road trip to Splunk.conf 2019 possible. We'll see you down the road.